the Arizona Wildcats win this game 72 to the Duke Blue Devils. Final score 66. I think that Mike Krzyzewski, the coach of the Blue Devils, is somewhat I kind of put him somewhat similar to the coach for Cal, Montgomery, because they know where to hit you. I think Mike Krzyzewski or Coach K is a very smart coach, and what he did, I'm kind of going off on what I believe that he might have done, and for this game to beat Arizona, the Blue Devils didn't have enough height. They're fast, but they sacrificed height whenever they played us, and so Mike Krzyzewski's or the Blue Devils' way of counterattacking this deficit was by getting the Arizona Wildcats in foul trouble, and they were pretty successful. They ended up getting Brandon Ashley fouled out. They had Nick Johnson had 3 fouls, and they had Aaron Gordon, which is our kind of our phenomenal freshman for this season. They had him with 4 fouls, but the way that we kept our composure, the Arizona Wildcats kept their composure, and were able to go against those fouls, because was the way that that Arizona was able to go against the fouls was we were dominant. We were dominant in every other thing. I mean, one of the things that I really was happy with was the amount of assists we had. I'm looking at the ESPN stats, but there was 18 assists. The Arizona Wildcats had 18 assists, and the Duke Blue Devils had 11 assists. And I think that was the way that we fought back. Was the Arizona Wildcats, I think, is more of and I was listening to the guys on the radio too. They were saying this also, and they were saying that the Arizona Wildcats were more of a team-oriented group of players, and that can be shown by, there was 5 guys with double digits. Nick Johnson had 15 points. It was the highest scorer. But we had 5 guys. Arizona Wildcats had 5 guys with in double digits. No one scored. No one had a double-double. No one had more than 10, or had 10 or more rebounds. But let's see. The one that had the highest amount of rebounds, it's kind of interesting. The one that had the highest amount of rebounds for the Arizona Wildcats was Aaron Gordon, that phenomenal freshman. I was kind of thinking that Caleb Tarczewski would have quite a bit of rebounds, but the thing about it is they kept, they were really good. The Duke Blue Devils were really good at getting our guys in foul trouble, getting the Arizona Wildcats in foul trouble, and I think that kind of scared Caleb Tarczewski, and that might have been something that Coach Miller from the Arizona Wildcats mentioned to Caleb Tarczewski and tried to harp on him. That's important, is make sure that they don't get you on foul trouble, and like I said, I just think that is what that's what Coach K's from the Duke Blue Devils. That's what I think that his plan of attack was for this game, and it almost worked because for most of the game the Duke Blue Devils were ahead, but the Arizona Wildcats were able to come back in the second half. I can't remember the run that we went on, the Arizona Wildcats went on, but it wasn't that big, but it's pretty substantial whenever you go against Duke. You get a run, and it's pretty darn impressive whenever you go against Duke. But we had T.J. McConnell. 8 assists, and like I said, I think assists were just and the team ball was just the difference in this game. And I don't know how Montgomery is going to, from Cal, is going to try and beat that, because he's a very, very smart coach, and I wonder how he's going to take care of the Arizona Wildcats. But I might not have said it before, but I think Rondé Hollis-Jefferson is a fantastic player. I was thinking that I was going to throw him in the category of let's see, I think it was the Fox? No, Kyle Fogg. Yeah, I was going to throw him in the category of Kyle Fogg, but Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, I think, is just better, because no offense against Kyle Fogg, but Rondé Hollis-Jefferson is I think he's just a freshman, and he he did some really smart plays today in the game. I think he did one. He kicked back out when it was necessary to kick it back out and take some more time off the clock for the Arizona Wildcats, so we could finish this game comfortably. And another one that he did was he dunked the ball. He didn't dunk it immediately off of a pass or anything like that. He did a little bit of moving around and made sure that he was in a good position, and he just slammed it home. And he wasn't kidding about that. One of the guys that we were the Arizona Wildcats was really supposed to watch out for was Parker from the Duke Blue Devils, and he did. He was as good as advertised. He didn't. The funny thing was, though, is he didn't make the most points of the team. It was Hood that made the most points of the team. But Parker shot 7 for 21. He shot 21 times, and he missed 5 of his 3-point attempts. So that's a killer. And he had 5 turnovers, and we were able to draw some fouls on him. So there was, so the Arizona Wildcats were able to get Parker in some kind of trouble, and I think he's just a freshman, so I don't know if he's going to only stay with the Duke Blue Devils for 1 year. I don't think so, because Mike Krzyzewski usually has the players stay with him for quite a while. But there's not a lot of guys that leave early, it seems, from the Blue Devils, from Mike Krzyzewski's team, to go on to the NBA. It seems like they stay for quite a bit longer. But, I guess we'll just have to see how Parker, if he stays or if he goes. Um, but I, but I just really, another person that I really, really like is T.J. McConnell. He's a very humble player, um, but he's fantastic. I mean, sure, the rest of the team, the Arizona Wildcats are, you got Gordon, you got Jefferson, you got Tarczewski. For the Arizona Wildcats, you got Ashley, Hollis-Jefferson, Mays and York, and just all those guys are really, they're. It's not hard. It's not hard to make those guys look good because they are all so talented. But T.J. McConnell, he brings out the best in them, I akin him to. Make a reference to Steve Nash and put T.J. McConnell quite a bit like Steve Nash, and I think that T.J. McConnell's dad was in the NBA at one time, or the NBA, or maybe he was the NCAA. He was in the Division I team before. So his dad was a player, and so he has somewhat of the smarts, kind of like Walton did, like Luke Walton did with his dad. But anyway, and we did fantastic. This is the first time that the Arizona Wildcats ever. This is the best free throw percentage that I've ever seen. The Arizona Wildcats had. They had 80%. They shot 80% from free throw land. So that was pretty nice. I could run off some other stats here, but the Arizona Wildcats win this game 72 to the Duke Blue Devils. Final score 60.